All right, hopefully we live. I just want to give everybody a little roundup of what the hell happened tonight. Um, I wasn't gonna do this video until we seen what happened, which was totally unexpected. Oklahoma City beat Houston in a close game. Like the game was close the whole entire game, and I was just like watching it. I'm watching it. I'm watching it. I'm like, they gonna really do this, ain't they? They gonna force this game seven, ain't they? And then it came down to the end of the game, and they was down six, and I'm still thinking like they can't really do this, but they did it. They forced the game seven. Chris Paul was really good with the leadership. Him getting them into offense, getting everybody their shots and everything. Him controlling the pace. Game ended up 104 to 100. Like, when do you expect Houston to have like that type of game output and everything? So that was incredible. That was great to see. Um, Gallinari picked up the slack from Gilgis Alexander and Schroeder. Gallinari was pretty phenomenal in this game, and he can pretty much get to whatever shots he can against his team, because they don't have a great defender to defend against him. Like Covington is a great help defender. Like he's probably the one of the top 10 or so best help defenders in the league. Block shots, gets steals, gets in the passing lane and everything. But he's not that great one on one. Especially he goes for a lot of fakes and stuff like that. And PJ Tucker is a little too slow at the foot, too slow a foot, and he's too short, so he gets shot over or he can get driven past. So they don't really have like the best matchup for him. So he pretty much had went off in this game and showed it. Um, Schroeder has been just a revelation for them. Like he's been like twice as good as he was last year, and the year before, and they it's like found money. Like he's like a totally different player. He the way he's playing right now, he's probably a top 20 point guard. So that's incredible to see. He's been able to play better on defense. Um, he's been able to be more of a floor general and actually like be able to set up teammates and things like that. And you got your rock solid Adams. And Lou Dort, he's not nobody's a Harden stopper, but he does make it a little hard for Harden. Like it's not like Harden could just walk up and do whatever he wants against him. And some bad things about this series going seven is the Lakers have been resting, so it's like they're gonna come into that next that game one fresh and ready to go. They done had their family there and everything, so it's like it's kind of not fair in that sense. They got a mental refresher and a physical refresher, and the Thunder or the Rockets will be going right into that series. Good thing though is Westbrook looks like he needs to play another game before he plays the Lakers because he looked pretty bad, and it's like his timing and his shape is off. Like of course, he gonna always look like he's in shape, but like he didn't play like a guy that was in super shape tonight, and he made a lot of mental mistakes toward the end of the game, and that could be because of fatigue and everything. But all in all, it was a great game. Great. Like that's what playoff basketball looks like to me. Like that game and the Bucks and Heat game, which I'll get to a little bit later. Those games looked like playoff basketball. But um, I think the Rockets will probably blow the Thunder out in the next game, just because I don't think the Thunder have enough. Like if this was a younger CP3 and maybe like a more veteran like Shea Gilgis Alexander and a little bit better like version of Schroeder and Gallinari, then I think they could probably do it. But seeing as though they probably have given it their all, and this is probably like their last hurrah, so I wouldn't expect them to win the next game. Houston should win it, but this gonna put them at a big disadvantage when it comes to their next series. Um, yeah, like they do because Harden tends to fade during the playoffs. Like his first and second round numbers are usually the best numbers of it he has during the playoff run. So him playing that extra time is gonna help. It's gonna hurt him fading and everything. Next, talk about the Heat and the Bucks. I didn't watch like the third quarter, but I watched the first two and the fourth, and it was a pretty competitive game. It like I said, it reminded me of Eastern Conference basketball. I said this on Twitter. Like that game looked like like playoff basketball. It was physical. It was a kind of high scoring, but it was still physical and everything. Like you can see the bumps, you can see the aggression, you can see the intensity in the game much more than I did in like previous games in the playoffs. So that was good to see. Yeah, it's just like I think Giannis is running into the problem that LeBron did his last 2 years on the cap. Well, last year on the Cavs. Um, while being the only creator, like the Bucks have other good players and good players that fit roles that are perfect for them, but they don't have another initiator, which hurts them. Like they need a guy that they can be able to run pick and rolls with Giannis and be able to do the things that like a Jamal Murray and Jokic could do. Like let's be real, um, if you're a forward in this game that can't shoot, you can be dominant, but you can't like at the end of the games. It's just still a problem. Like, and I think that's one of their biggest problems. Giannis, you can't. He's not really that great of a post player, and he can't shoot from the outside. So it just he's good at creating, but you can only rely on those teammates to. You can only create for your teammates so much. You need that other guy that can like get a shot off like he needs his Kyrie to what LeBron was, or he needs his Curry to what Durant had, or just that secondary ball handler that can just take the load off and be able to get shots down the stretch, especially shots outside the paint down the stretch. It's harder to get those shots in the paint that when you're in half court offense, you're not in transition and everything, and he needs that. But real talk, he just needs if he can get the guys around him to step up and just play to their like capabilities, then I think they should be able to win this series. But it's looking real dicey. I mean, like especially going forward, it's like I don't know about them winning too many games going forward, but I think their biggest problem was they didn't address their point guard like guard situation. Period. Um, their two best players are ISO slash spot up shooting three and a power forward that can't shoot and kind of like gets into the lane and creates, but more of a transition player. So they need to get like a Kemba Walker. You don't got to get a superstar in that position, but you just need a guy that's going to be able to create offense. A guy that's going to be able to hold the reins, going to be able to create his own offense. Usually, that's really much what it is. He like Eric Bledsoe can't really create his own offense. George Hill can't really create his own offense. Wes Matthews, these guys are dependent on that one star to get them shots, and that was the problem with the Cavs. We were dependent on one guy getting everybody shots, and that was more so the offense than it was anything because we had creators on the team, but LeBron wasn't going to allow those people to be actual creators. I guess he only really trusted Kyrie in the end. Um, and after Kyrie left, he didn't trust anybody. So um, Giannis either needs to let these guys trust these guys to do more, and he still has to play better, especially defensively. Like Butler went off of 40. Like you can't really allow Butler to get 40 and then the rest of their shooters to make shots as well. Like you're not that's not a recipe for winning. Yeah. and certain guys didn't even have good games for the Heat shooting. So like they could play much better than what they did. So that's just like bad. That's not good for the. That's not going to be a good look for the Bucks. But I still think the Bucks will win this series. It just might be a little bit longer than we expected. Um, let's see what else. Oh, I want to talk about we got a game 7 tomorrow, or it should be tomorrow. Yeah, we have a game 7 tomorrow. We got Jazz Nuggets tomorrow. Game 7. They putting it on ABC. The spread is even. Everything's even, and just I cannot say enough about how great Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray have been. It's like these guys have been like just back and forth, heavy shots. They're like two heavyweights that can like take each other punch, but give the best punches back. Like Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield. So like, I just can't wait to watch that as a fan. I don't like. I can pick. I think the Nuggets are a better team, so I would go with them. But like, I really don't know. Or I really don't care. I'm just looking forward to watching that game in full. I'll probably do like a live chat if I can get somebody to do it with me. I might do a live chat for that. That should be dope. And yeah, Murray 50-point game in this series. He had that first game. He's literally wheeled them to 2 wins in this series, and like hopefully this is him taking his next step. Um, lastly, I didn't cover this in the last part, but the Celtics and Raptors. Celtics actually won game 1 by I think about 20 points. They were up mostly in that game, just up on the Raptors, and the Raptors couldn't like. Raptors shot terribly, and I expect that to change. I expect them to come out and shoot much better. I'm not I think the Raptors should win this next game, but I'm not as certain as this series going like 6 or 7 games as I was. Like the Celtics just look like a more explosive team, like on the court, and their youth, they just have the wings that just like can impose their will on the game. And with Kemba Walker looking healthy, looking spry, and he's able to defend on Kyle Lowry, like he has a matchup for himself in this series, and I think that's like these are the type of guards that Kyle Lowry has extreme trouble with. Um, like Kemba's the shifty, quick guards he has real trouble with. So I can see Kemba actually going off for a 40-point game in this series as well. And with Tatum and Brown just being consistent cogs. And especially if Marcus Smart is going to hit shots, like they have no chance. So I think the Raptors may get tomorrow's game, but I'm not so sure that they win another game after tomorrow. And that is it. That's just my roundup and preview for tomorrow. Um, like, comment, subscribe. Hit me up on Twitter. Say it ain't Ted. And I'm out.